Sandel speed teams. This is not for progressing brand new accounts that are working their way up in the game. This is for people who have some champs and have some good teams. So this is speed teams, stage 25. Before I get into that though, click the link in the description this time and actually go get yourself Karato, the legendary nuker. Go get yourself Tagoar, the great epic, and go build that team that can help you start a brand new account. If you click it, just gotta follow 4 steps. Step 1, log out of Plarium Play on the PC and uninstall. Step 2, click the link in the description. Register with the brand new email. Step 3, launch your raid, complete the tutorial. And step 4, go to your inbox. Karato's sitting there waiting for you. All right, now that you have Karato, let's build these teams. You're probably not gonna, well, you won't use Karato in this fight, but this is the first team I'm gonna show you. I will show you 4 teams in this video that are successful. And I'm gonna show you 1 team that fails because I think there's something to learn from that. And there are a ton of subs in these. That's why I'm showing you 4 versions of this same team, of this type of team, because there's a lot of subs. So the concept here is we're bringing in a sleep champ, which is Adeline in this video, in my team. You can use Cornelia, Claydna, can also fit into those spots. You know, Cornelia's an epic. She works just as well as Adeline does. I just have Adeline built. I never built Cornelia, so I can't sub her in and show you, but Cornelia works just as well. I've also seen in that same spot people using Ruella and Cardinal. So just different ways to make the comps work and get these guys extra turns. Riho is my debuffer. So she's in there. You'll see her put out the decreased defense and weaken. You can sub her out for Bellinor, for Lydia, Romantu, Draco. Geomancer does it because he puts a weekend out and actually gives them some time. You can bring in another nuker and use Whisper as a 4th one. So a lot of ways you can do that. And then the DPSs with Marius and 2 Newts, those you can sub out for a Teox, a Little Miss Annie, a Turvold, big hitters that can actually sub out for the max HP guys. Or there's a different strategy. 2 of the Newts and Marius. You don't need 3. Take 2 of them and sub out that Newt or Marius spot for a Renegade, a Painkeeper to reset. Or you can use an Ancora if you put her in 2-turn Stone Skin with 700 resistance. And Ancora can actually do it. So those are just all the subs you can use on those guys. So I'm going to show you a few of those versions now. I won't sub out Adeline just because I don't have another sleep champ built on the account. But as I said, throw in Cornelia or someone else. So let me come right back with another team. Actually, before I leave this team, let me show you the team setup, and I'll show you the builds for the champs at the end. So Marius uses his Death or Glory as his first hit. He doesn't actually open up with Gallifant with his boost. Both Newts do Blessed Bash. Riho comes in with pressure points, and Adeline's opening with her sleep, and then it's turned off. She never really takes another turn, but that's the team settings for that team. All right, let me bring the next team in. All right, next team we'll run. I'm subbing in Teox. I've been doing a lot of fun stuff with Teox, so I thought, well, let's see what Teox can do. So Teox comes in with his A3. The 2 Newts do Blessed Bash. Adeline does the same thing with her A3, where she'll open with that, and Riho does her pressure points. All right, on this one, we're gonna sub Teox in. So he's going to come in for the Marius, and we'll use 2 Newts, and we'll rely on some Brimstone and some Soul Reap. That's the team with Teox. So Teox can sub in. I've run that one a few times, and it's won, but it does take Newt to stick around at the end. So I think if you had a little more damage on them, it's probably more reliable. So I doubt that this one's 100%. Well, that wouldn't be anyway, because there's a 3% chance Adeline doesn't land her sleep. But that's a team where you can sub out a Marius for a Teox and have a little fun with it. Yeah, we'll run that one again and see how it does the second time. So we got Riho, we got Teox, we got Blessed Bash, we got second Blessed Bash, we got a couple Newts who stick around and finish off the boss. That's the Teox team. All right, let's show you the team setup. So I'll show you the builds at the end. Let me sub in another team. Now I am going to show you a team that I know is going to fail because I think it shows you something about this boss. There is a mechanic to this boss of the number of times you hit that shield. So, or he hit the boss to wake him up. So you'll see Adeline puts out the sleep, and then the counter's got an 8 on there. Romantu hits that for 4 hits on his debuff. Riho doesn't do that. So the boss wakes up and then kills everybody. So you can't just sub Romantu in for other debuffers because he takes those 4 hits. So you got to change the speeds of your other champions champs to compensate for those 4 hits, let the boss wake back up and hit him again. So I tried to play with that when I first was building this team, and then I just found Riho can do it, easily, and I just stopped. But there is a way to build it with Romantu, but I'm just letting you know, if you're just saying, oh, I don't have Riho, but I'll sub Romantu in and I'll just put him in, it doesn't work unless you get the other team speed to work. So, and I've never actually played with it enough to do that. So just warning you, Romantu can be problematic. Lydia, who just hits once, Riho doesn't even hits, or hits once, those champs work fine. Ruella works fine, but Romantu can be problematic. So I wanted to show you that. All right, let me bring back 2 more successful teams. All right, on this one, we're going to sub out a Newt, throw in the rare Renegade, and see if that works. That should be interesting. So I'm taking out some damage, but what I'm going to try and do is come back in for another turn. So Marius comes in, get the Blessed Bash. We should get the reset, put back to sleep, hit again, and boom! Soul Reap kills off the boss. So 14 seconds. You threw in a rare instead of a Newt. So if you only have 2 Newts, or a Newt and a Marius, which is probably a lot more of you than having 2 Newts and a Marius, you can do it with the Renegade. You lose 5 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds, but 14 seconds? Still pretty fast, right? So, that one was looking pretty smooth and pretty nice, right? It's real healthy. That TX one looked a little sketchy to me, but this, boom, they're just going again and reset. All right, let me show you the team setup on that, because I don't think I did that. So that's just Marius doing the same skill, Newt doing Blessed Bash, Riho opening up with her debuff, Adeline with the sleep. So Renegade's the only one that just prioritizes sacrificial ritual. So nothing really exciting there. I'm going to throw one more champ in there and take out another one of these better champs and see how that looks. All right, let's up the ante. We're taking out the legendary debuffer Riho and putting in the level 50 rare Painkeeper. So Marius, actually, it's not going to work with Marius. I got to sub in Newt, I believe. All right, taking out the legendary Riho, bringing in the rare level 50 Painkeeper. So 2 Newts, both with Blessed Bash. We're doing Painkeeper, Adeline with the sleep, and Renegade to reset. Let's try it with 2 rares on the team. And yes, 2 Newts. So I don't think this one works with Marius, because I think you don't have the debuffer here, so you need the stronger nukers in Newts with the Blessed Bash. So reset, back to sleep, another Blessed Bash, and another Blessed Bash. Down goes the boss. So all these runs have a 3% chance to fail because Adeline could just not land her sleep. So they won't be 100% in these scenarios. They'll be 97%, but that is still pretty good. So Blessed Bash and finisher. All right, so anyway, that's the 4th team. So that's 4 different teams. Ooh, look at that, some dust, thank you. So that's 4 different teams I showed you there that have different champs in them. Anywhere from the double rares to, you can get for 15 seconds if you use the 1 or 2 rares. You get down to 9 seconds, if you're using 2 Newts in a Marius. So choices there. So, and I talked about the subs. Let me show you the champs and build. I've already shown you team settings. So we'll go here, we'll go to recently used first. So Adeline is just in supersonic type mix, speed stuff. Really the goal is just to get her she has to be faster than everybody else on the team, and she has to be faster than 270 speed. And she has to have over 470 accuracy. Mine has plenty of accuracy and plenty of speed. You don't have to be that fast. You just have to be faster than those minimums. She has Eagle Eye to get more accuracy. She has Brimstone. Honestly, can't remember if she ever landed it, but it's on there. No Relic. The Newts are bringing in HP, defense, 251 speed. So they're slower than the boss. That's fine because Adeline puts the boss to sleep. 310 crit damage, 505 accuracy. And this one has coming down to Giant Slayer and only 1 support, 1 tree on the masteries. I have Soul Reap. That definitely helps. It can actually save a run depending on which of the teams you're using. So that 5-star Soul Reap certainly helps. Relic, no relics. That's his gear. This one has Perception, 258 speed, 3,876 defense, 289 crit damage, 436 accuracy, and he's rocking tier 6 mastery to get more crit damage. Flawless execution does have the support tree, thankfully enough. He's bringing 3-star Brimstone, no relic. Renegade is in a shield set, which is pointless in this fight. That's for the Seer team. She has some partial masteries, Phantom Touch, which doesn't matter, and no Relic. I didn't show her stats. She is 191 speed, so she just isn't going to get lapped by the boss, but she'll definitely go slower than everybody else. And that's all that matters for her. And then Painkeeper is level 50 in broken stuff with 215 speed. And that's all that really matters. So neither one of these two is going to take a hit. So they don't really need to survive. She has no masteries, no blessing, no relic. I mean, those two can be level 40s, really. They're just here to do their job. Marius was in lethal, and he has 5,451 defense, 254 speed, 360 crit damage, 289 accuracy. He's coming into Helm Smasher on the tier 6. He has cruelty on a 4-star and no relic. Riho, no relic. She's got Eagle Eye, tier 6 mastery, and broken stuff. Some HP, some defense, 280 speed with 500 accuracy. So that 470 accuracy needed there, and she's faster than the boss as well. So Romantu I showed you, but he failed anyway, so no real point. And then Tiax is in 6-piece Merciless, I believe, Stone Skin, and 6-piece Merciless, and a Slayer piece. So 228 speed, 7,000 attack, 341 crit damage. He's not using any other stats. He's got Helm Smasher, Heaven Cast, no relic. So I think those are the only ones I used that were successful. So those were the champ builds. So I hope that was helpful for you. Some speed-based teams. I will come back with another video that shows other more reasonable teams. I got a team with Armigers and Husks, so I can come back and show you that. I'll do a more of a mid-game, what I'll call it late game, team for Sand Devil. This one was supposed to be focused on endgame speed. So, hey, if that was helpful, if you found it interesting, subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Really do what I can to build it. Would definitely appreciate it. Thank you.